Break out your polyester suit. 2001's throwing a big bash to benefit the American Red Cross. You'll learn all about it coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on the American Red Cross. And we're visiting with Jenifer Sweat, the Director of Public Support for the Horry County chapter of the American Red Cross. Good morning, Jenifer.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for getting in.
Thank you so
Love
much
that nice
for having
firm
me this
handshake.
morning.
Wow. It's great to see a woman with a firm handshake. Have you always had a firm handshake?
Yeah, most of the time. I think I usually do. That's very important when you first meet someone.
It is. It is. You know, sometimes you get someone's hand and they kind of limp there, and so that is great. I'm glad you made that
Thank
effort.
you for noticing.
Yeah. You should get complimented on that more often. You should. This has been a big year for the last week. You all had a fire, I think, last Monday up in the Carolina Forest area of the county. A lot going on.
We actually opened a shelter there at 3 p.m. around approximately 3 p.m. on that Monday at Carolina Forest Community Church, and they were wonderful. By the way, the members there were so wonderful in helping us open that shelter, and we closed it up around 9 o'clock that night. We actually had a few families that went to and was put up in a hotel that night. So about 55 homes, I think, were affected. Not all of those were occupied in that area, in the Avalon area, but so we've been busy. We were out there that night, late that night, feeding the firefighters and making sure they had plenty of drinks and food and coffee and that kind of stuff. So.
Wow, Jenifer.
So we stay active.
Now, do you get out there as well? Do you get out on the scene as the Director of Public Support, or is this primarily the volunteers or other folks?
Well, everyone actually is involved. It depends on what's going on and how big the situation is as to whether or not I'm on the scene. I don't, of course, go to every family fire that we have in the area, but that day, yes, I definitely was there until after 10 o'clock that night, feeding the firefighters. So.
Golly, I guess it's sometimes working at the American Red Cross, you feel like both your job and your volunteer time is dedicated to that same charity.
Exactly, and it is a lot of it. But it's for a wonderful cause, a wonderful organization, and we're just serving the community. And we could not do anything that we do without public support from Horry County, from local donations, and from local volunteers. Because our shelter was set up by two new volunteers.
Really?
That was the first time opening a shelter, so they got to learn a good experience that day.
Learn at the same time as their experience.
Exactly. So we always need volunteers, and we couldn't do it and serve the community without it.
Do you all have a list of needs that volunteers could particularly be suitable for, or are there things would a volunteer just need to pop into y'all's office?
Sure, they can call us and set up a time to come in, just because we're running a lot and not always in the office to talk with them. Some of us, Karen Anderson is our Director of Emergency Services. Either Karen or myself may meet with them. We have another lady who is a wonderful volunteer, Pat Rusher, who actually helps us coordinate some of the volunteers and meet with them to kind of see what area they're interested in. Because we have some people that come and want to volunteer, and they want to help us with office help, which is what we definitely need, some office help right now. Other volunteers come in because they want to be active and involved with military messaging, or maybe with disasters like family fires, or like something we responded to on Monday.
Golly, there would be so many needs, absolutely. And of course, even on the other side, when we think about the Horry County chapter of the Red Cross, a lot of folks, of course, think of the blood donation and so many of those aspects. There's another office that handles that in the county. Is that right?
Right. We do have blood services, and we are always in need of blood donations. And I know people hear us say that a lot, but we truly are. We actually need more blood in this area in Horry County, and South Carolina for that matter, than we collect in this area. So we always have to go out of state to get bloods for the hospitals here. To get blood for the blood supply here.
Why is there such a heavy need here in the area, Jenifer?
Well, I think a lot of the need in this area comes from the fact that we do have a high tourist industry. You know, so we have a lot of tourism and a lot of tourists here throughout the year. But also, we just need to get more support from the community and actually donating blood on a regular basis.
Last Monday, Mark Crew was with us, the Public Information Officer for the City of Myrtle Beach. He pointed out something I didn't know, Jenifer. There are 3,500 permanent residents of the city of Myrtle Beach. But of course, on peak days during the summertime, you'll have 300,000 or 400,000 folks in the city of Myrtle Beach. And so that aspect, as you say, the needs of a 23,000 population are considerably different. I mean, the blood needs for the hospitals than a population of 400,000.
Right, so that right there, you just say the importance of everyone who is able to give to please donate and think about it. And like I said, on a regular basis. You know, we need you to donate whenever you can. Once a year is great, but preferably, you know, every chance you get. And
folks could donate multiple times during the year or even during the month.
Yes. Well, actually not during the month, but during the year. And don't quote me on this.
No, that's
I'm not
fine.
with blood services. I think
it's
every 56 days, something of that nature.
So every couple of months.
Yeah, someone's able to donate.
Great. Golly.
And the easiest way to do it is like I do whenever I go and I have I'm scheduled to donate blood. I make an appointment, and then I schedule, whenever I leave there, before I leave actually, I schedule my next appointment to come back and donate. So that holds me to it, so I'm not, you know, postponing it or say I'll call in a couple of months, because obviously we all get busy.
Sure.
And if it's on my calendar and I have an appointment, then I know I'm set to go.
Well, if someone wanted to learn more about blood services or some of the other volunteer needs for the Horry County chapter of the American Red Cross, what's the best number if a viewer needed to get off to school now or off to work? What's the best number to call?
They could call our chapter office, the Horry County chapter, at 477-0020, and we will direct them to blood services if they're interested. You could also find a lot of information out by going to redcross.org.
Okay.
Just in general about blood services in general.
That's the national site,
that's
redcross.org.
Right,
okay.
That's the national site.
843-477-0020. For our viewers in the PD in southeastern North Carolina, if they called the number, of course, you could hook them up with the chapter in the PD.
Of course, or they could, you know, contact their local chapter.
Sure. Great. Golly, Jenifer, a lot going on, and of course, we got a lot to highlight today. The big fundraiser coming up at 2001.
Right.
As well as, I think, your annual Heroes campaign, your second annual campaign, which will be kicking off very soon. And then I think just highlighting so many of the activities that happened with tsunami relief. With tsunami relief. But real quick about yourself. Were you originally from the area?
I'm not. I'm from Louisiana. And I've been in the area for about a year and a half now.
Is that right? Yeah. About a year and a half? How have you liked the area?
I love the area. It's really fun. It's kind of funny. I'll tell people to actually be able to go to the beach, you know, be 10 minutes away, live 10 minutes away from the actual ocean is a pretty cool experience in itself. Instead of taking a vacation to visit the ocean, which is what I'm used to.
Now, do you get out there often?
You know, I don't get out there as often as I used to. I tell people that. It's so funny because when I first moved here, it was during the summer, and I was at the beach all the time, or laying out or something, you know, really. And then now it's just you get so consumed and so busy with work, and of course with us, with the Red Cross, we're constantly, you know, busy and pulled in a lot of directions. So I don't get there as much as I want to. But hopefully the weather's getting a little better, and I'll, you know, take a couple weekends to go out and enjoy it. But it's nice just to have it.
That's right. Now, you're on call all the time, aren't you, Jenifer?
Pretty much,
I mean, as Director of Public Sport, if something happens on the weekend, you got to be involved in trying to make sure the media is aware of stuff, as well as the community in general is aware of the needs. Right.
I mean, it just depends on what's going on. I'll receive calls sometimes from a reporter at 10 o'clock at night asking questions, so I'm always available for them.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. So reporters know how to track you down at all hours.
Pretty much all of them have my cell phone number, so they know how to reach me.
That's hilarious.
And they're wonderful to work with. I found that out actually being here in Horry County, is that working with the local media here has just been wonderful. They've been very supportive of us, of the Red Cross and what we do and our mission, and really helping us get the word out about what we do.
Oh, yeah, and even better, I think the exciting thing, the addition of y'all's new executive director, who's coming from the print business here in town.
Exactly. She's going to bring a lot to the Red Cross. We're very excited to have Angela Nicholas with us.
She started with you on April Fool's Day.
She did.
A big deal on Friday, April 1st, just recently. And, of course, the excitement there, her involvement editing the Neighbors section, I believe, for the Daily in Brunswick, Georgetown, and here in Horry County, the Sun News. That's a really...
Right. And the Horry County Gazette as well.
And the Horry County Gazette, that's right. She had the experience over there, over in Conway.
She's bringing a lot to the table, so we're very excited to have her. And she's excited to be there. She's actually hit the ground running. Her second day on the job is when we opened the shelter. Wow. for the Carolina Force fire, so...
out there last Monday.
Yeah, so she's definitely learning everything firsthand.
Boy, yeah, and I imagine there's probably some training schools or other things to do early on, so she probably doesn't need that now.
Yeah, exactly. She's going to be going to some training classes coming up, but she's experiencing everything firsthand right now.
Yeah, that is exciting. That is exciting. Of course, as you talk about volunteers, there's still a lot of efforts of needs of actual employees here in the county. I mean, there are surely needs for yourself, and as you say, the director of volunteers. That's an active position.
Right. And actually, the director of volunteers, we don't actually have one in the office. Pretty much, all of us kind of help with that area. So we have a volunteer coordinator who comes in and she volunteers her time to come in and help us train volunteers, and it's just a community group effort from everyone involved.
A lot of folks are wearing a lot of hats.
Exactly.
Golly,
and
Jenifer.
I know that happens a lot with nonprofits.
Sure. Let's talk real quick about the Christmas Day dinner before we segue into the 2001 fundraiser.
Okay.
Share with viewers how that turned out, the success of that event, and
that was a huge success for us. I know a lot of people look forward to the Christmas Day dinner. We actually have so many people in the community that responds to the need, not only financially of making donations, but also helping us serve that day. We actually fed over 2,500 people on Christmas Day alone.
No way.
Yes, and that's delivery meals too. We don't only we had 3 location sites set up in Horry County, and we also deliver meals, and that's all done by volunteers. I mean, people are volunteering their time on Christmas Day to come out and deliver meals, to serve people, to cook 2 and 3 days in advance. So it's a huge community and group effort.
Wow, that was at Blaine Methodist Church down in Myrtle's Inlet, First Presbyterian Church in Myrtle Beach, and then Whittemore Park Middle School?
Yes, correct.
Over in Conway area? Golly.
And
so you had 3 great locations. They were pounding out the meals as well.
Exactly, and that was actually coordinated by Janice Ash Saliano with Shakur Coldwell Banker. Janice is wonderful and has been doing this for many years. And Janice Sattel is another volunteer that actually started this. And then Chef Mark Rubicki with Center Plate is one who coordinates the actual dinner itself and preparing the food and all of that. So those 3 individuals are actually the ones who kind of coordinate the entire dinner.
How do they raise the funds to put on that dinner, Jenifer? Where do they go ahead and raise the funds? Do they have that in-house, or is that something the Red Cross pays for, or do you all go about to raising funds just particularly for that event?
We raise funds particularly just for that event, and we have people who make donations just for the Christmas dinner. So we're very active the month before, 1 to 2 months before, getting donations strictly for the Christmas dinner. So it does not take away from at all from what we do on a daily basis, from the service we provide to the community. But we do have donations locally. People will make a donation specifically for the Christmas dinner.
That is tremendous. And that's been going on how many years now, Jenifer?
This was the 16th annual, I believe.
16th? Golly.
Yeah. So we're very proud of that.
We were so excited that you opened the door for us to get Janice in here right before the dinner and to have her highlight the excitement of so many volunteers. I think she said, of course, there's always needs for volunteers at the Red Cross, but even at that event, there have been so many volunteers over the years. They've remained on board and continue.
Exactly. We have people that have made that a ritual on Christmas Day, that every year they come and they volunteer. They bring their family or whatever, and they'll come down here. And a lot of people are not from the area. A lot of people maybe, live here a few months out of the year, so they volunteer their time on Christmas Day. So like I said, we thank everyone in the community for the support. We could not do it without community support financially and actually volunteering that day.
You got a big event coming up in a little more than a week on the 21st.
We do. We're definitely looking forward to 2001 Nightclub. Actually, they're celebrating their 25th anniversary.
Great.
This year. Yes, and we've teamed up with them to bring the Tramps to Myrtle Beach.
The Tramps?
Yes.
Now, for viewers who may not be familiar with the Tramps, you're going to have to open that door. Yeah.
Okay. The Tramps have a lot of, I think, several different hits, but they're a nationally recording artist, and they sing songs such as Disco Inferno, like from Saturday Night Fever.
You're talking to the viewers now. You don't have to convince
soundtrack,
me.
right?
Yeah. Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
So they have several different hits, and they don't only sing disco music. I found out recently. I was actually interviewing on a local radio station.
Yeah.
The Surf 94.9. Yeah, and he actually told me that they have a beach hit too, and I cannot remember the name of that beach song.
Golly,
but yeah, so they sing different variety of music. So it'll be a fun time, a fun event. It is on Thursday night,
April 21st. Great. Okay.
From 7 to 9 p.m. is open bar and heavy hors d'oeuvres.
Great.
And it's $75 a person.
Okay.
So you can, it's tax deductible donation.
That all goes to the American Red Cross. Fantastic.
Well, the proceeds from that event will go to the Red Cross after expenses.
Sure, after the expenses of the event.
But we're just excited that they're partnering up with us to do that. And, a couple of our huge supporters that actually support the Red Cross on a daily and monthly basis is, I know you probably know a couple of these guys, Billy Alford, Danny Isaac,
sure.
Yes, with A&I.
Well, yeah.
And so they are actually part owners in 2001 Nightclub, which I did not realize until recently. And so they are huge supporters of the Red Cross, and they're very much involved in helping us do this event and supporting us.
2001 supports a ton of charities. They just housed the Myrtle Beach Women's Club annual big bash, an artsy affair, and of course having this now to highlight their 25th anniversary. They were recently voted Nightclub of the Year, actually, which is very exciting.
Well,
they won that, so we just saw that highlighted in last week's paper. But they've been doing a lot.
Yeah, it's been wonderful working with them, and Lori Turney is the marketing director there, and so she's been doing a great job in helping us promote this to help them celebrate they wanted to do a big bang with their 25th year anniversary, and so we're just fortunate and glad that they chose the Red Cross to support for this event.
Absolutely. As the beneficiary of the proceeds of the event after all the expenses there. Golly, you've got Dad, I think we've got a big Heroes campaign kicking off very soon, Jenifer.
We do. Mel Tiller is actually the chair of this campaign, and I was on here last year, if you remember, right after, I think I wasn't even here a month with the Red Cross whenever I came and interviewed with you about our Heroes campaign last year. So this is our second annual campaign, and we are looking for heroes in the community to basically commit to raise $1,000 or more for the local chapter, for the local Red Cross. And it's just a wonderful time to get the community involved, to have not only the Myrtle Beach area, but people from all over Horry County. We're hoping to get churches and other groups, schools and different groups involved to just promote, not only raise funds for the Red Cross, but to promote awareness about the American Red Cross and what we do on a daily basis.
Share with viewers some of the things y'all do on a daily basis. Obviously the needs, like last Monday, the big event up there in Carolina Forest, the fire, and of course so many fires around the county and other disaster relief efforts. Share with viewers some of the other aspects that they may not think of the activities the American Red Cross is doing on a local basis.
Well, of course, we have blood services, which is, I think we already touched on that a little bit, but more on a daily basis, we respond to disasters. We help people prepare for and respond to disasters, such as like I said, on more daily basis, we have is family fires, or house fires, apartment fires, things of that nature, and even, as you saw, forest fires that we help respond to. So we do a lot of that. We help and we take military messaging so that a loved one here can send a message to someone serving over in Iraq or wherever, and vice versa. They can send a message home to their loved one. And sometimes
through y'all.
Yes, through us, and we verify everything. It's not, it's not just, I wanted to say hi. It's, unfortunately, in some cases we're having to deliver bad news, and in other cases, it's exciting. Maybe we get to deliver a message overseas to let someone know that their new baby was just born or something like that. So that's two very important areas of what we do. Then we also have health services, which is we do CPR and first aid training. We actually have that at the office, at the chapter office.
Oh, really? Great. If a viewer was interested in learning more about the schedule for that, they just call
Yes, call the 477-0020, and we can let them know when the next class is. We do monthly classes on first aid and CPR training, adult and infant and child training, as well as first aid basics, and then we're also involved with swimming lessons and lifeguard training, so we do a lot.
Where do y'all do those? Those are spread out all over the area?
Yeah, they are. Places such as Pepper Gettings and like Carolina Forest.
Right. Crabtree Gym here on the former Air Force Base.
Yeah, exactly. And coastal Carolina, places like that. So we're partnering with a lot of different areas.
A lot of lifeguards on the beach that we'll be seeing popping up right now have Red Cross symbols all over. I mean, there's Red Cross symbols everywhere. I guess that's an international symbol of, what is that, an international symbol of the Red Cross there? I guess it's just a...
Yeah, I think for some of that is like was safety. And,
safety,
you know, it started, I think, with nurses and that kind of thing to show first aid. Is when we started
that's it, first aid. Forgive me. Thank you, Jenifer. I knew we'd get that. And there is that aspect, of course, of the lifeguards. So many of them have gotten Red Cross training.
Right.
It's important to let folks know they know what to do in an emergency situation.
And not only those individuals, but we have so many people that will take our classes and they're getting Red Cross trained, and they are serving with, with children, from school groups to, what is the word? My mind just went blank. With daycare centers. I'm sorry. Yeah, daycare centers. And, Dennis recently came and took the class too. I mean, so we have a lot of professionals that, nursing homes, places, assisted livings, where their workers are first aid, Red Cross first aid and CPR certified.
What are some of the challenges facing the Red Cross over the next 12 months, Jenifer, the viewers need to be thinking about? Obviously, over the summer, you talked about the dramatic needs for blood services and for blood donations, but as you said, it's every 56 days, so folks need to be lining up right now for the beginning of the end of the spring, beginning of the summer, as well as the middle to end of summer.
And you'll see the blood mobile is actually all over Horry County. You'll see it at different places. Again, you can go to the blood services office and donate there. So just encourage everyone to just find out, and next time you see the blood mobile, please take 30, 45 minutes of your time just to make that donation, because it could save a life. It will.
And the last time you gave blood, Jenifer, did they talk to you about some of the effects that it could have on seniors or on others? I mean, are there certain things? Does it wear you down for the day? I mean, what are some of the byproducts there?
Oh, yeah, they definitely, you have to, you sign a sheet and make sure, what to do that day after you give. You should take it easy and drink lots of fluid and lots of water. And actually, before you give, they tell you should definitely make sure you eat well. If you're going to give after lunch, make sure you eat a good lunch. You drink a lot of water that day before you give, because it just makes it a lot better and easier for you to give.
But you're back to normal pretty dang soon.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'll give blood and then may go back to work, or if I go home, if it's later in the evening and I go home, then, I'm good to go that evening.
No beer, though. That's right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But still, it's pretty effortless and painless just to make a huge difference like that.
Sure, absolutely. You've got to be careful on a lot of things, making sure that other things don't get in the system, and alcohol is one of them.
And they give you all of those. They'll give you a sheet and let you know what you should or should not do.
We think about so many of those aspects of challenges over the next, sorry I segued off of that, but we think about some of the dramatic needs of the chapter. How do y'all go about raising funds to continue sustaining at the high levels y'all are, Jenifer? Y'all are out doing so much. I think I saw last year helping 150-some families, 56 families.
Well, that was just different cases that we had for disasters, where we spent well over $76,000 last year alone, and just assisting with disasters, and that's only with disasters. So it's always a challenge for us, but we're constantly out there. The Heroes campaign is one that we're hoping to raise a lot of money, not only awareness but also funds from that. Of course, this 2001 benefit will be a great benefit for us. So we're constantly doing fundraisers. We have a golf tournament coming up in August. The first Saturday of August is our 10th annual golf tournament, Hurricane Classic.
Wow.
What we do, so we're constantly just raising money, and also, again, I'll say, you can't say it enough, through local support and local donations from the community.
And folks tend to give from all over the community.
Oh, yes, definitely, from businesses to individuals. And we saw that with the tsunami relief. I mean, we had so many people making donations, and well over $125,000, $130,000 was raised, or actually was donated from Horry County alone, just to the American Red Cross International Relief Fund for tsunami relief. So that's huge, and that's just within 3 months. So it's a community effort. We have community, we have local volunteers helping us provide these services, and also local financial support. Because as you know, Greg, we do not receive any type of national or government state funding, which a lot of people get the misconception because we are the American Red Cross that maybe, we receive national funding, but the reality is that we don't. We only receive national funding if the president was to declare our area, a national disaster. Right. Then National Red Cross will step in and help us. But we're responsible for raising money to provide the services that the community expects from us. And if you think about it, we affect so many people. Not only we talked earlier about how many people the Red Cross affects just on a daily basis, from the lifeguards you see and how many thousands of people are on the beaches, to people in daycare centers and other areas that are CPR and first aid trained. But there's just so much.
Absolutely. Those are great words. Thanks for everything you do, Jenifer, and thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Greg.
Absolutely.
Always a pleasure.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Jenifer Sweat coming up next. 2001 is celebrating their 25th anniversary, and they're doing a benefit concert to benefit the American Red Cross. It's coming up very soon, next Thursday, April 21st. Get it on your calendar. Give the American Red Cross a call at 843-477-0020. Take the time to write down that number, whether you think you can donate some time, you think you can donate some blood, you think you know somebody who can donate some funds, or you may be able to find a way to donate some funds. There's a Heroes campaign kicking off in May. A lot's going to go into that. Write down that number, 843-477-0020. You heard Jenifer say it. You can also go to redcross.org to learn about some of the basic mission of the American Red Cross that expands all over, and they don't get needed government funds unless there is a dramatic disaster in our area. They need funds. They need you to be a part of the Heroes campaign, but they really need you to get out next Thursday night, April 21st, Nightclub of the Year 2001. Give them a call.